Full of Fill by Nutjob 777 aims to bring more locations to the wasteland. It also aims to give a more populated and lived in feel. Some are based off of reality, others are made up. There's the Tree of Life, Millbrook, Noah Net, Cornwell, Tower Eston. The mod author is not going to disclose the locations of all the areas in the mod, as they are intended to be stumbled upon. The mod author also plans to add Blue Hills, Hale, Burlington Park, and Valkyrie, a one-stop hunting shop, and many more. The mod adds something that I felt was missing from Fallout, and that was more areas, more towns, more small places that looked as if there was some sort of attempt to pick up the pieces of life that was lost after the atomic bomb attacks. And I think Fallout has always missed that. Well, at least Fallout 4. There was never any point where you just stumbled on entire areas. I mean, yes, there were a few, but not enough. I mean, this is supposed to be a sprawling city area that leads into little towns and cul-de-sacs. There just weren't enough. There weren't enough places where you might have thought people squatted here for a few years and tried to rebuild life. That's what this mod aims to bring, as well as a few other areas, as I only checked out the Tree of Life in one more spot before my computer went a little wonky. I found the extra little knickknacks as something sorely needed, that little extra bit, if you will. If you've played Fallout 4 as long as I have, or as long as some people have, when I'm talking hundreds of hours, then every now and then you'll need something more to draw you further in, something new, something that would make you feel as though you missed something, or draw you further into the world and immerse you in the game of which you are playing. I would say that this is the perfect mod for anyone who needs a bit more in Fallout, who needs a few more areas and locations, a few more points where it drives home what was lost and people try to rebuild, recreate, or salvage. That is what the goal was here, and I think it was accomplished. Nightstrikers by Shadowliger. For those of you who remember Fallout New Vegas fondly, I myself being one of them, might remember the Nightstrikers. I can't remember the name of them, but they were like that dog rattlesnake hybrid, which was quite interesting in the wasteland. So, you know, while wandering the desert, when those suckers pop up, bite you, and poison you, it was a real pain in the ass, especially if you're a low level. You know, pack it up, son, you're done. Put the nail in the coffin. But unlike Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, anything can get you and you'll live through it. You're superhuman. But nonetheless, this mod adds a new species of enemy to the Commonwealth called the Nightstrikers, and they're based loosely off the Night Stalkers of Fallout New Vegas. And the work here is pretty sweet in my personal opinion. I think the mod author did a fantastic job of representing these creatures and giving them their own feel and flavor. They almost come off as like hyenas mixed with snakes, but you know, that's just what I'm picking up from them. The sound effects for the creature is actually pretty good and likable. If you're at night, you know, alone in the Commonwealth and you hear one of them off in the distance and you're wearing headphones, it would actually make you kind of wary, like, what the fuck is gonna bite me? So I think the mod author pretty much nailed this one. Textures, sound, and all. Also, you can have this animal as a companion. In its original inception, the mod did not allow for you to have armor on your Night Striker companion, but the mod author has listened to the community and has found a way to get dog armors to fit the animal. So there you go. If you want to have this instead of dog meat, go right ahead because it's right there and waiting, dude. There are also other ones wandering the Commonwealth. There are legendary varieties and variants, and they also have different color patterns and basic danger levels. They also have a cloak feature. If you remember the Nightstalkers, I think they used to eat Pip-Boys, or some Pip-Boy juice got off in their nest, so some of the Nightstalkers picked up the ability to be invisible at night, for those of you who probably didn't play Fallout New Vegas or bother with that mission. So it's pretty sweet that the mod author went to the little extra mile to add something like that to the game that maybe most people wouldn't know or give a flying crap about. So kudos to him on this one. So if you're looking for another mod to add more animals to the Commonwealth for variety, this is one of the mods you might want to check out. Last but not least is TheKite's Handmaiden, also by Niero. They have been doing a collaborative effort on the Nexus for quite a while now to bring TheKite's risque, or should I say adult-oriented costumes to life in the Commonwealth of Fallout 4. The outfit itself is, for all extensive purposes, for the female version, quite sexy, and some would feel impractical if they're going for realism or immersion. There's also a male version, but I focused on the female version because that's usually the one everyone's interested in. This mod adds a real-world handmaiden outfit based on TheKite's own character, Cécile Rose de Ségur. Forgive me, I do not speak French. Has both female and male versions, all parts, each parts of them. Fedora, cigarette, gloves, under armor, overcoat. Has its own customization options. Cécile Rose de Ségur is also known as the Handmaiden, was a professional assassin of the French descent, born in Seattle, working for the railroad, finding interest in small group causes. Seemingly from high birth, given her mannerisms, she ultimately moved to San Francisco to have a dog bark. Bad puppy! As you can see, Chuchi wants to hijack another video for herself. So I guess I should just keep it plain and simple rather than giving you the full description and the backstory of the character. The outfit is customizable on multiple levels, from the coat to the pants to garter belts and corsets to the hat, fedora, gloves, and cigarette. Comes in a couple colors as well. There are a multitude of options here. On top of that, there is a skin pack. The mod author uses Gumroad. Gumroad will give you the ability to get the 4K and 2K options for the textures, while also being able to leave a donation if you so choose. It's all optional, nothing's locked behind a paywall. And I find that this might be a smart move for many modders, because when you're confronted with it, it leaves you more open to sit there and go, yeah, I wouldn't mind donating something here. I've got a dollar or two left on my account before the bank tells me I've overdrafted again. Don't you give me that dirty look. I know you overdraft all the time too. I've been a long-time fan of Niero's work, especially his work with TheKite. So this is another mod I definitely had to check out on principle alone. I find it to be quite interesting, enthralling, and alluring for those interested in these types of outfits. It covers a lot of bases as always, whether you want to have a scantily clad outfit or you want something that seems a bit more respectable. All bases are covered in these mods, and that's what I find the most impressive. As well as the creativity of TheKite is very inspiring. I really have to contact TheKite to see if I could have her paint one of my Fallout characters. I feel she's worthy of her own poster. Oh, and on that note, I should get the hell out of here. Rate, comment, subscribe if you so choose to. If not, to hell with it. Because I can't ask anyone to give more of a shit than me in the age of apathy. But remember, the more of you that follow me makes my voice louder in an industry full of corporate shills, yes men, and people paid to tell you what they're told. Basically puppets, you know, sock puppets. I'll say it, and I don't care. Because I'm in no one's pocket. No one's willing to pay my ransom that I've been demanding. 20 billion yen. Is the dog attacking the trash again? Choo-choo! Well, that's going to do it for me. Adios, bichachos. Oh, and by the way, there might possibly be a review for Kingdom Come when I get around to close to finishing it. And I'll possibly stream it due to requests. Alright, I'm out of here.